Hi, and welcome to LinkedIn for Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Julia Zata, a LinkedIn strategist and ghostwriter, and lover of all things practical when it comes to visibility strategies. This podcast is for service-based business owners who want to build their brand on LinkedIn, attract new clients, collaborators, and speaking engagements without overthinking every post or sounding like a corporate robot. And yes, we're going to keep it actionable and fun. Let's dive in. Today, I want to share my content creation process. This is how I work with clients for ensuring that they have their content ready to go weeks in advance. And I'm sharing it with you because I see this when I onboard a new client. They tend to not have a content creation system or even a strategy, really. And so what that means is that they're spending a lot of time creating content from scratch every single week. And oftentimes they're coming up with the idea right there in the minute. And what this does is it makes you waste a whole bunch of time and brain space. Like we only have so much availability for making decisions and deep thinking in a day. And so if you're using all that capacity on your content or a good chunk of that capacity in your content, you're not as available for your client work and for other aspects of your business that need your attention. And that's why I'm going to walk you through the process that I use to batch create content for clients that I hope will help you implement this system in your own content creation process. So you're not just coming up with ideas and posting them as they arise. And so let's talk about the tech that I use to create content. The good news is that most of the tech that I use is free. So yay for you. And the process. Now, this process is assuming that you have a content strategy in place. And if you don't yet, I recommend you go back and listen to episode 4, where I talk about how to come up with your content themes and how to make sure these themes are engaging for your audience. But once you've picked the content themes that are topics you're going to talk about on repeat from different angles to reinforce your marketing message. Once you have those, now we have to come up with the actual content that we're going to post. And so the way that I do that is I draft the content in Simple Note. I've discovered this app recently, actually. It's a free app. It's available on Android, iPhone, on desktop, etc. And so this makes it really easy to draft posts because it doesn't have any fancy formatting. When I copy the draft into the content calendar, the formatting doesn't get messed up. So Simple Note. That's where I draft my captions. Then I use Canva. Now I have Canva Pro, which I recommend everybody have. If you have a business, you need Canva Pro. It has a ton of great features and it's extremely cost effective. So then I use Canva to create the visuals and the graphics for my clients. So usually in Canva, they will already have their brand kit set up with their fonts, their logo, their brand colors, and everything. And so I go in, I design carousels, I design single image posts, and I even use Canva as a place to upload their talk to camera videos once I've edited them. So they have all their assets in one place. And then next, I use Google Sheets. This is where I create a shared content calendar that I share with my clients. So in each row of the Google Sheet, we define an asset. So in that row, you will see the date that the content is meant to be posted, the format, whether it's a single image, a carousel, a video, text-only posts, whatever. And then it'll have the caption in one cell, and it'll have a link to the Canva asset in another. And so the client can review this content in our Google Sheets, make any amendments or suggestions, and then from there, I go ahead and schedule out this post. I use Metricool to schedule my clients' content because I've now started cross-posting what I designed for my clients. For LinkedIn, I cross-post it to Instagram and Facebook and then TikTok. There are other social media platforms that they're using. Because what I've noticed is that otherwise my clients will create content for all these different platforms and just spend a ton of time on content creation, which is unnecessary. It's best to repurpose as much as possible. And so I facilitate that process. And Metricool is a free app as well. You can link it to LinkedIn, to your other social media platforms. And it has a calendar that you can check to see when posts are going out onto what platform. So everything is just right there, easy to glance at and to understand what's happening as far as your social media marketing.
Now, if you're just posting on LinkedIn and if you're not cross-posting across other platforms, maybe you don't need Metricool. Maybe you can just use the LinkedIn scheduler. However, I find that it glitches lately when I've had to make changes to posts. It'll duplicate a post without telling me. And I don't know. I like Metricool. I've been really enjoying using it, and I recommend it to you as well. And so, if you're looking to streamline your process, I would suggest trying this out. It's a simple process that's designed to help save me time and to make it as easy as possible for my clients to review and approve or amend their content before I schedule it out for them. And it also takes the pressure off of you. You can see your content from a bird's eye view, you can see it from a more strategic perspective rather than the personal perspective that we tend to adopt when we're just creating content on the fly. So I hope you find this little system useful and that you put it in practice now that it's summer, that hopefully you have more time to schedule out your content and plan. I have a low ticket offer called the Kickstart Content Calendar, and you can purchase it for $47. I'll link it in the show notes. You get a Google Sheet that I created for you. You get content templates, themes, and you get an audio walkthrough where I explain exactly how to use this system. It's worth trying out. It saves a lot of time and it helps you stay focused in your messaging so you're not just inventing content every week, which might be a hit or miss situation, but you're creating content that's aligned to what you want your audience to know. I'd love to hear from you if you have a process that you use that you think is better, or if you're going to try this system that I just recommended. I'd love to know how that goes for you. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Instagram. My social links are down in the show notes as well. So don't be a stranger. I'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for tuning in to LinkedIn for Entrepreneurs. If you found this episode helpful, please share it on LinkedIn or on your favorite social media platform. And if you really want to make my day, leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps more business owners find this show. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.